So there is an official trailer 3 for Godzilla -1, and this is in the US trailer as well.
Oh my god, Godzilla.
Which also shows a lot more kaiju action, a little bit more of the human side. We don't get a full depiction of what the story is going to be. We can only make assumptions, and from what I heard, this movie is actually fantastic. So let's go ahead and do an official breakdown for this trailer.
Yeah, boy.
So the trailer starts off showing the battleships sunken, or not even sunken, it just looks like it's kind of tore up, or it's like a fisher boat or whatever. This is very reminiscent to the first Godzilla movie where they showed a bunch of fishing boats or boats torn up. And that's very fitting considering the fact that this movie is going to be more reminiscent on the first movie, as well as this movie going to be taking place back in the time right after the nuking of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this is why it's called -1, because they went from 0 to minus in this movie. So I found that to be a really cool shot. I also love the little details of them showing him going underneath the boat. Very chilling, especially for someone who has a fear of marine creatures or creatures that, you know, you cannot outswim. That I found that shot to be a little bit eerie. A couple of shots of some characters that are going to be some main focuses in this movie, and there's going to be a child character that's an inspiration for one of them. From what I heard, this movie is going to be very sad, and I also heard from early reviews that this movie is also going to be considered a masterpiece because it also focuses on the human characters as well as the monster action, which is something that we don't get a lot of emphasis on in these monster movies, which is fine, because if they're fine and just entertaining and all that, I mean, again, you're just going for that. But if you're looking for like a good human story all around as well as good monster action, you get a really good monster movie right there that's going to be memorable to more people than just a select group. You get to see Godzilla tearing up these cities. Really gorgeous shots, I gotta say. The CGI and some elements I can kind of tell is a little bit wonky, but in a lot of the shots it looks really, really good. Like, the CGI in Japan has come a very, very long way. I also love just the shots of all the destruction. It's just really well shot, really good choreography. I don't know if they use motion capture for this, but if they did, the motion capture individual did a very good job showing the size and scale, or portraying that in these sequences. I love the shots where they had the underneath shots showing his scale, or just him knocking down the buildings with his tail, which we see that a couple of times in the movies, but I don't think they put a huge emphasis on him actually intentionally doing it. So this also feels a little bit more like GMK to me personally, where GMK went after people.
Oh, hell no!
I mean, for some reason he seems pretty mad. Maybe they ate his Big Mac or something, I don't know. But something that would really calm this Godzilla down is a Dr. Pepper. Also, I love the shots of him swimming after the boat in the water. We don't see his head above the water like in some of the other trailers that we've seen or TV spots, but we do see his dorsal fins following after people, which kind of feels very Jaws-like, very terrifying, going after this tiny little boat, and then they basically bomb him, which we all know is not going to work. We also see other sequences in the trailer where it's him in the water, and he's like scratching up a boat, and they like shoot him close range, which like that's going to work, but at the same time it's just so interesting to see that we're going to see sequences where he's above the water grabbing boats and stuff. I don't think we've seen that too much in Godzilla movies, and in my opinion, this is going to be a little bit of a controversial opinion, I think the weirdest shot is him standing roaring at the camera. I mean, there's something about the spikes on his elbows in that shot. Every other shot looked fine, but it was just that shot in particular that I think looks a little bit weird with his arms, and I'm not a big fan of that shot. One emphasis that they put in this trailer is the fact that he's like an unstoppable machine. I mean, you see tanks, bombs, missiles, everything being fired at him, and he cannot be stopped. This Godzilla is showing why he's king of the monsters in this. But of course, we have the part that you guys probably want to talk about the most, and that is the dorsal fins extending on Godzilla. I guessed this when I did my breakdown video like a couple weeks ago. I mean, I thought that it was either going to be something where it was like a bladed weapon on his tail, or I thought it was going to be like a projectile, or it was going to be something what happens when he charges it up. It was my third guess, and I'm glad to see that they revealed that in this trailer. Although they did not reveal the actual firing of the atomic breath, they did reveal what it was going to look like when he was going to be charging up. And the charge up is so different, where it like kind of jags out and then kind of retracts for a bit and then it fires. That's a very different take, and that's something that I will say that Japan does over American Godzilla movies, is that even though they do a lot of the same thing, they're always different. And that's something I always appreciate about Japanese movies altogether, is that they do some of the same concepts, but they always find ways to make them different. Like, say what you will about movies like Shin Godzilla, even though it does a lot of the same thing where Godzilla comes in and humans have to stop him, they always find a way to make it different. I mean, I'm a Godzilla fan, like, through and through, and I will never say that they've ever gotten stale, because they always make them different. I'm sure that somebody who's grown up with Godzilla, I mean, you guys remember those old Godzilla, well, I don't want to say old, but those Godzilla teaser DVDs where they would talk about, get this collection now, and they would do all the different ads and stuff for Godzilla movies.
Now available for the first time on DVD, the original Godzilla series. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and coming soon, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster and Son of Godzilla. Unstoppable fury, unthinkable power, unbreakable will. Against any enemy, in any battle, one name rises above: Godzilla. Celebrating 50 years of Godzilla. Collect them all.
You remember those? I remember those. That was my breakdown for Godzilla -1. Hope you guys loved my breakdown, or at least liked it. If you guys did, make sure you guys leave this video a like, and on top of that, comment below what you guys noticed that I may not have, or comment below what you guys thought of the trailer, and are you guys excited for this movie? Only a month, guys. Only a month till we get here in the US.